Useful expressions for discussion. Chairperson. The purpose of our discussion is let's discuss. If we talk about blah blah blah, it seems necessary to discuss blah 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 and decide which is the most and the least. Let me start with let's begin with blah blah blah. Let's discuss blah 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 first. First, we need to blah blah blah. Who would like to begin? Can you explain your point a little more clearly? Who has not had the chance to speak yet? Is there any last comment on this point before we move on the next one? So we have two opposition arguments here. On the one hand, blah blah blah. On the other hand, blah blah blah. In other words, most of us think that blah blah blah. Can we draw any conclusions from what we have been saying? Okay, next, everyone's giving your opinions. I think that blah blah blah, in my opinion, or you can say in my view, as far as I can see, I'm concerned, surely the main reasons for my opinion is blah blah blah, in fact, blah blah blah, to the best of my knowledge, blah blah blah, the way I see it. If you ask me, I blah blah blah. I'm not sure if blah blah blah. It's obvious that blah blah blah. It seems to me that blah blah blah. Well, I'd say blah blah blah. Okay, giving an explanation. Look, it is like this, blah blah blah. The reasons for this is blah blah blah. Just let me explain blah blah blah. Well, the thing is blah blah blah. What I mean is blah blah blah. Well, the reasons is blah blah blah. About all, we must keep in mind that blah blah blah. Okay, balance arguments. On the one hand, blah blah blah, and on the other hand, blah blah blah. Secondly, some people say that blah blah blah, other believes that blah blah blah. Three or plus is it is said that blah blah blah. However, blah blah blah. Asking questions about someone else's opinion or explanations. Could you tell me what's your opinion about? How do you feel about? What do you think about? Might I ask you? Do you mean that blah 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 blah? Do you agree? Do you share my point of view? What do you mean when you say blah 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 blah? I don't fully understand. Can you give me some examples? Could you explain to me? Just tell me the reasons why. I just don't see why, how, what? I didn't quite get it. Could someone please tell me? Are you saying that blah 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 blah? I beg your pardon? Okay, agreeing and disagreeing. I quite agree. I couldn't agree with you more. That's true. That's right. Exactly. Precise. Right. Certainly. Definitely. I think so too. That's just my feeling. It's just my opinion. That's a very good, important point. Yes, of course. Definitely. Absolutely. I agree because blah blah blah. I strongly agree with you. That seems very logical to me. So do I. So am I. I agree up to certain point, but blah blah blah. Maybe I suppose so. I don't think it is as simple as that blah blah blah. You may be right there. Or you can say yes, possibly, although blah blah blah. Yes, in a way. Well, it depends. Okay, and the last, how do we summing up discussion? First, to sum up blah 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 blah. Second, to conclude blah blah blah. Third, to summarize blah blah blah. Taking everything to consideration blah blah blah. I can suggest the following are order blah blah blah. Do you agree? Blah blah blah. I believe the most important is blah blah blah, and the least significant is blah blah blah. We have agreed on the following order blah blah blah. We have decided that number 1 is blah blah blah, number 2 is blah blah blah, and number 3 is blah blah blah. Okay, I think that's all about usable expressions for discussion. Thank you.